The Earbuds Podcast, presented by Headliner Music Club.
Hello and welcome, Earbudders, to another episode of the Earbuds Podcast, presented by Headliner Music Club.
Earbudders. Yeah, I was like, where did we go? You just snuck that one in there.
Yeah, it's, some new little swaggy intro. We're kind of, hit him with.
That's hot.
Yeah, you like that, right?
Like that.
Yeah. Well, I've been working on stuff.
I like butter.
Ear butter? Okay.
Ear butter. Presented by Headliner Music Club, man. It's so great that everyone's back in the same room, kind of, I guess, or the same chat room or whatever you guys want to call this. But we got Neil, who's currently in Boston. So little change of scenery. 5, who's in LA, but he says Las Vegas. So it's
I'm a Vegas resident,
There you go.
He's writing that for tax reasons. In case the feds is watching us.
Tax season's coming up, so Five's getting ready right now.
No, I'm from Vegas. I live in Vegas.
All my mail goes to Vegas. Oh man, Step 5 got a new accountant since the last episode. So. That's what we're doing. And our special guest today, DJ Sinatra from New York, but currently in Tokyo.
Wow, I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous of your life.
Yeah, Sinatra worldwide.
Tokyo, what's up? Konnichiwa.
And what time is it there, just so everyone knows?
Right now, it's like 5:37 a.m.
That's wild.
Friday
so you
morning.
came straight
Friday
from the club.
Yeah, we're in the future.
From the club. Yep.
Yeah, we're in the
and
future.
He was going to get
came
sushi.
out of the club. We finished at like 5. Came back here, set up this little setup. I'm trying to get a good backdrop for you guys, but we'll see what happens.
Hopefully the sun rises. What time
kind
is
it kind of is right now.
Yeah, it's happening right now. So I'll situate it so we can get a good view of Tokyo Tower once it pops.
I feel like
off.
we're on a date. I mean, like, collectively, it's kind of like, oh man,
this
see the
is cool.
sunrise. And, never mind. All right. Anyway,
and we're in Sinatra's room, and the sun is rising.
This is romantic.
Sade's playing all of a sudden.
I've been there.
Five was here. 5 came through in a late night tip, early morning. I think he pulled up at like 8 a.m.
Yeah, when he got breakfast sushi, which is wild.
Oh, that was crazy.
That was amazing.
Crazy. That's what's great about it. You could go get some sushi at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. and it's
and the place is packed.
Yeah, it's really
just leaving the club and getting sushi. That's wild.
It's crazy because like sushi in New York, Sinatra. It's like just degenerates at the pizza shop.
Yeah,
here it's like you're getting sushi.
You get
watching sunrise.
You get that place Capellia's, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In New York, and you get like the empanada mama. Those like the only 2 places to eat. Yeah. Over here, you could get everything. It's crazy.
Yeah. Insane.
Well, we're gonna dive. Right. We're going to dive more into your Tokyo residency right now, or a little bit later in the show. But I wanted to talk about, just kind of go over a little bit. We got the Super Bowl recap. We're going to hit that. Also, Sneaky Slappers, international bangers. What's the scenario? It's going to be deep digging in the corporate crates, because I think we need to talk about that. Your edit submissions, and of course, 10 questions with DJ Sinatra. So we're going to ask him everything, all the Tokyo stuff and what he's eating and how he's living out there and everything like that. Want to shout out to Jerome Baker III, James Wang. 5, you got some?
I shout out to Craig Nyman, our dog for a very long time. I just met up with him, and he listens to the pod, and he gave me some glitch coffee from Japan, actually, speaking of. And that's my dog. Shout out to Joe Connor.
Joe Connor. Even though Joe? He ditched me out here in Boston. He's currently in New York while I'm in Boston, literally just for a day for both of us.
Wow.
Joe's a great guy.
But shout out to everybody over at Mariel and Cabo.
Yeah.
All the Koj people. And yeah, that's what I got.
Cool. Sinatra, you got anybody you want to say what's up to?
Just want to shout out everybody in New York, everybody that back home. Miss you guys, and shout out to the whole team here at One Oak Tokyo. Everybody doing their thing. Sal and the whole team. Roshi, Shabi, Sandy, Moa, Hadi, whole crew. We got a nice little team out here. You need a team when you have a nightclub, and we have a really good team. I really care for everybody, and we all work hard to give the best possible experience.
That's great. Cool. 5, what you been up to, man?
Just working.
Okay. All right. Neil, go ahead, Neil.
I did Don Julio Lunar New Year event last week. Private event in Chinatown, LA, and they wanted some lunar style music.
What's lunar style music?
Yeah, what
Explain
is that? We should have done the top 5 of that.
No idea. I looked it up. It was all like Chinese songs. So, but I just
like
watched the crowd.
Harris.
I actually there was a lot of people I knew that pulled up. So I just played like fun, bunch of hip hop R&B remixes, mashups, big songs. Was 2 biggest songs that night was Messy and Unwritten. It's
my kind of party.
Yeah, it was
That's
fun.
Yeah.
Got the people going for
Messy was hype. That is like the most unhype song on the planet.
Messy is a massive song.
I called it.
Yeah, you did. But it was influencer heavy, so that was their song. And
Quavo Messi?
No.
Wait. What happened with Quavo? What's Quavo Messi?
No, there's that song. Don't let that.
Oh, okay.
No, we're talking about the pop record.
Her name is Lola
Young.
Lola Young.
Okay, fire.
I'm too messy.
Do you guys have that? Is that big out there in Tokyo for you guys?
Not that I know, because I don't even know what's going on. I'm just like, I thought you were talking about like Quavo and like Migos, Messi. And I was like,
no, there's this like girl from the UK named Lola Young that came out with this song called Messy, and it like blew up on TikTok.
I gotta tap in on that.
Yeah,
it'll probably work out here. It'll definitely work.
Yeah. You use 110, 115 BPMs. You can.
There's so many remixes too, though. There's like edits.
I played the original from the top.
Wow.
The only way.
Wow.
If you're gonna give it to him,
give
him the whole thing.
Give him to him.
There you go. Yeah.
Keep it raw, dog.
Yeah. Whoa. All right. Neil. All right, 5's done. Neil, go ahead. What have you been up to, man?
Not much. Working on my coffee company, BRL Coffee Company. And I'm actually starting to work on music again.
Nice.
Yep. I've got 2 about to be finished, and in the chamber we're working on a couple more, but still
same
just
format as before. Kind of housey, dancey.
Tech house, bass house, 128, 130.
Well, that's gonna be ones to watch coming up. Yeah, we're just gonna say
Sneak that in there.
Yeah. Very cool. I was in New Orleans for like almost the whole week doing the Super Bowl stuff, so that was a lot of fun. Big shout out to Synergy. Those guys are amazing, world-class company group. I mean, there's awesome teams. So Amit and Jen and Amanda and Jeff and like family. So those guys, I've been with them for 10 plus years. So, but I mean, so many, like, dude, it's crazy how Super Bowl is just, it's everybody and everything is there, not just people, but just like products and pop-ups and everything. But it was a wild 5 nights. Did a show with like Post Malone, did another thing with
Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind was not in this one.
Wait, no, that's what I thought that was coming from.
No, that was a different one. That was a different Third Eye Blind thing.
A different one. Got it.
That was the week. It was 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. I did a Third Eye Blind party in New Orleans, and then I did the Chiefs victory party, but they didn't win.
Oh man,
yo, that's
I saw that.
How did that go?
I saw a Dylan Francis video that he like said he had.
He was out there too.
There was like 20 people there. No, there was like 3 people there.
He did
Damn.
I saw somebody else send me the video. They're like, "Are you doing the same one Dylan Francis is?" And we had like we had over 1,000 people there. It was in the Players Hotel, and it was like family and friends, and then I think maybe my guest season ticket holders or whatever. But it was all Kansas City fans, but they still showed up. It was like Quavo. It was the order was like me, Quavo, which I didn't like know that it was kind of everything was a surprise. It wasn't like they had like a like a list of who's performing. Then it went like Shabuzi, shout out to Els, and Chainsmokers, and then MGK.
Oh shit!
But it was kind of like, it was very much like, hey, just go. And I think at first when Quavo went on, people were still kind of like sad, but they were excited to see him. And then as the night progressed, it was like people were like, oh shit, this is pretty awesome. So unfortunately, the Chiefs
all
lost.
4 people?
Huh?
All 4 people were like, yo, this shit's dope. Or did it stay at 4 people?
No.
Our party had over 1,000 people.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about a party that only had 4 people.
Yeah, his party was lit.
No, it was Dylan Francis's party had.
I think he might have just made a meme.
He put it on
just
social media.
Viral.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but we had the official Chiefs party, and we had like, I said over 1,000 for sure. It was packed. It was just, people were a little sad.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, everything was great. Sinatra, do people watch the Super Bowl out there? Or
yeah, there's actually a really big Eagles. I seen it online. There's like a big Eagles following out here, and they all get together to watch the game, like 150 people, and they go like to some bar and watch it. I watched it here in my house. I had Sal come over. We watched it. It was like, I think it started at like 9 a.m. So I went and got some like prosciutto mozzarella. He brought the Italian bread, and we tried to do like what we would do back home and just like keep the tradition of like a Super Bowl Sunday. I got the cheese plate. I got the super sod, you know.
I'm picturing. Remember, was it that movie Goodfellas where they're cutting up the garlic in the razor blade? I feel like
and I'm doing. You're saying it's not just follows like a prince.
No, I was just saying. He's like, no, I got all the New York guys over. We're over here. We're hanging out. We're just cutting. That's like the way I'm picturing it.
I end up doing all the work, and then I'm like cleaning up and shit, like fucking missing the commercials, like while I'm like trying to make the sandwiches and stuff. But
I'm sure it's the best pasta sauce like anyone's ever had. Yeah,
it's a fun time,
Sounds like it.
That's awesome. Anything else you got going on? Any things that happened last week? I know you just came from the club. How was the club last night? Good.
Yeah, the club was all right. Weekdays is kind of chill. It's not like the weekend, so it's cool. You have some people that come into town. They might arrive on a Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday to come to the club, but it's not like a Friday or Saturday. Yeah. So I tell them we'll have a good time. But
is it peak season there, or when is peak season?
No, it's slow season right now, right?
January was crazy. So like January is crazy. February is a little slow, and now March is going to be heating up because we have we have the opening day for MLB. Is going to be in Tokyo.
Shit.
So it's the Dodgers versus the Chicago Cubs. So I have a family member, my cousin Brian is Mookie Betts' agent. So they were just here in the beginning of January. So we were just hanging out with them, and they're all coming back, and that's gonna be lit, especially for Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto and Roki. So it's gonna be a big homecoming for them. And then I think we have
you got cherry blossom season too, right?
That's in the end. Yeah, that's the end of March, the beginning of April. So that's going to be popping. And then I heard that we have it's a lot of Latin artists coming out here, like Tokisha and J Balvin, Fade, and Ozuna. Wow. And then I heard that Bad Bunny might be coming. That's
there's like a concert or a festival?
No, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just I heard from so many different people. Oh, so-and-so's coming, and so-and-so's coming, and so-and-so's. And then it was all these Latin artists, and it was all within a 2-3 week frame. So I was just I don't know if there's anything specific or if it's just because this is going to be a big time. Golden Week is not Golden Week. Cherry Blossom is a really big, busy time in Japan. So everybody is going to come out for that.
Damn.
Can't wait.
Yeah, we gotta get out there. Do an episode out in Tokyo.
Yo, that'd be lit.
We just gotta get Scratchy to pay for it. All right, let's go to the charts real quick. I think we were just talking about this. Drake Nokia is number 1. Your thoughts on that record? Are you guys playing it? Does it work?
Hit.
It works in Tokyo too?
Hit. It's gonna be a monster.
I
watch.
played it out in New York.
It's gonna be a monster. It's a very catchy song. The beats dope. It's got a transition in it, so it goes from 126 to 106. So you could get that up tempo, and then you get that bounce. And Drake needed a record like this because all the other ones kind of that he had put out prior to this weren't really hitting that much. But
I literally just said this to somebody else too. I was like, the previous albums weren't hitting.
And he had a couple of records. He had a couple of records, but he didn't have that nice for what record. He hasn't had one of those in a minute. He has some trappy records stuff with 21, but he needs this commercial,
kind of like a pop commercial
record. Yeah, I feel and this. I did a little research on it, and the producer is this kid Elkman, and he's from London, and he does these packs, and he's was known as making these producer packs. So he's a producer for that song, and he's actually the one on the hook as well. And it's cool. It's like, who's calling my phone? And he says the girls' names and stuff, and it's a dope little vibe. And some girls could twerk to it because I played it when the dancers were up on stage. We have dancers.
Yeah, it's like got that Miami bass vibe, which is like,
ATL, exactly.
Yeah. I find myself walking around my apartment yelling out, "Baby girl." Baby girl. Seriously, seriously. Wait till you hear it. Jerzy hasn't heard it yet, but when you hear it, I even hear other people yelling that out. Baby girl.
Skim through it. I will listen to it, and hopefully I don't have to scream "Baby Girl" in my place. The Sexy Red and Bruno record, that was #1 last week. Did you guys? Is that big for anybody? Is that anyone playing that?
I think that's a car ride song. That's a cruising record.
I have like an edit, I think like a Mark Cuts edit where it has like 4 different beats on it. So I think he has one like it has Candy Shop underneath it. He has another Blow the Whistle maybe, or like Beat the Up. He has that beat on it. So it's cool. Like you could play it and like people hear 4 different beats, but you also like burning 4 of those records that you
get true. Yeah, it's like shooting yourself in the foot. Going to Billboard. Lady Gaga on Bruno Mars, Die With a Smile. I don't think anyone's really playing that. That was in the top 10, but it got pushed down because of Kendrick. Kendrick just took over, so not like us, Luther and TV Off. And Squabble Up is at number 5. But I think after the Super Bowl, things just shifted.
My shit's 30 for 30.
Are you playing Luther at all?
Yeah, we play Luther. Luther goes on.
I'm doing it.
Oh, you guys are? Okay.
Yeah,
Luther
I think
goes,
the last pod we were talking about that, and we were just like, eh.
No, it hits. You got to just like hit at the right time and just get in and get out. But the crowd will sing. They'll sing the words to that.
To Luther. All right. So
and 30 for 30 they like.
I'm playing 30 for 32. It's
the throw some D's. The throw some D's.
30 for 30 is number 10. That's SZA's record though. That's not Kendrick.
It's not a Kendrick record. It's probably he's featured on it.
Yeah, it was he is.
Album. Yeah, it was on her album.
Oh shit. Okay. Is that on that deluxe that got re-released we were talking about?
Yeah. That was the song that wasn't on the original that they put on the deluxe. And
okay. So 30 for 30.
Throw some D's on them. Yeah.
Dope. All right. I'm glad we got that. TikTok trending. Fetty Wap again was #1. Well, right now it's all Kendrick, but we were trying to figure out why Fetty Wap was.
Maybe Valentine's Day.
What was the reason?
It was the memes that went viral. It's like people were making videos of like, of like movies, right? Like say the Alien movie, and then Fetty Wap someone's pulling it up, playing Fetty Wap on a JBL speaker.
Oh, okay.
So then, like they're doing like different movies. Like, let me see. There's a funny one.
He has.
It's like it's like shit like this. Like, and there's like hundreds of memes like this.
And then that's the song they play.
And that's the song they play on the little JBL speaker, like pulling up.
It's crazy how songs they can bring a song back to life.
And it's all memes, like it's crazy.
Well, yeah, I didn't understand why. That's one. It's #1. It was #1, and then that makes sense now. Do you guys play that G-Lo? I know 5. You brought it up last.
Oh, Jello, yeah.
Is it Jello? Is it called? Is it Jello?
Jello.
You guys
Tweaker record.
Are you guys all playing
Tweaker,
it?
yeah.
Is everyone
playing it?
Yeah, I run it.
Yeah.
All right. Is he from New Orleans?
No,
nah,
I don't think so.
He's part of the. He's a basketball player from.
He's
the Ball
LiAngelo.
family.
He's like what's his name? LiAngelo and
there's LaMelo.
LaMelo Ball. Was he LiAngelo? No, I don't even know, man. There's so many.
Yeah,
I heard his father just lost his foot.
Big contract.
Is he still playing?
Is he Michelangelo Ball?
No. LaMelo. No, Jello.
Gelatin?
I don't know, but I know he got like 12.
Man,
this is a
Jello.
clip all together.
But I think he got like $12 million from like Def Jam for that.
Yeah, he got a huge deal,
which is insane.
So he doesn't play basketball anymore.
No.
Oh shit!
Out of the
he
three
was
brothers,
never like really like one of the stars out of all of them. He kind of was just in there because I guess the fam, but like he just made a record that got him out the hood.
It sounds like a New Orleans record.
Yeah, it sounds like some Cash Money record. That's why he got Lil Wayne. He got Lil Wayne on the remix.
Yeah, that's why I heard that, and people were there's so many edits of it too, and I was trying to figure out. I'm like, no one's coming up requesting it, and I haven't really heard it in the club, and I was like, is it big or is it just kind of a filler?
Yeah, I had it randomly downloaded already when I was in Boston last month, and someone asked for it. I'm like, really? I'm like, all right,
oh shit.
The beat hits.
Tweaker?
Yeah,
the beat hits. The beat when it drops and that swerve on that corner part comes on, that part's good.
It's like a throwback, like Southern hip hop song.
Yeah. It's like like Number One Stunner or like one of them like
Master P
records.
Yeah. All right, and then Apple Music City Charts, Kendrick and Bad Bunny they're everywhere. They're in the top 5, so you can't go wrong playing any of those records right now. It's kind of what we already covered.
Do you guys? I got a question. Do you guys hit those records in like one shot? Like you hit those records in like one shot? Like I'll hit those records like for 10 minutes. It'll be boom, boom, boom,
back
boom,
to back.
boom.
Yeah.
Like it's like Kendrick.
Like those, like it'll be. I'll do like TV off.
Yeah.
And then the first part. Then I'll go into the second part. Then I'll hit Squabble Up. Then I'll hit Not Like Us.
Shit.
And it'll be
that's like a very New York style. Yeah.
Like I'll hit like all of those.
I haven't done that yet, but yeah.
And I have like a couple. I'll like have a couple of edits where like I'll bring it back after like the beginning, just to like another part and like start it over again, and then let that shit go. But I like you're gonna get that in like a 5 to 6 minute pocket of the night, of the peak of the night. I was wondering if you guys do that or you separate them.
In New York, I'll do Not Like Us to TV Off part 2, the second part.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sinatra, it's like LA sound doesn't really translate, so Squabble Up does okay.
Right.
Like that bounce, that like almost like West Coast, like almost hypey-ish, like Bay Area sound doesn't really hit out in New York. So you're kind of getting in and getting out.
It works out.
New York's
here,
like kind of like a filler vibe.
Yeah, we have a lot of West Coast people here, so like I feel like I get away with
Japan. Like Tokyo loves the West. I mean, Japan loves the West Coast.
Yeah, there's a lot of West Coast people out here, so it's like I get to do that. It's funny, like I'll do it, and then like an hour later, the next DJ will do it again. And like,
they just copy exactly what you did, and they're like, all right.
Well, he does it with his own little twist. He does it with his own twist, but it's just those days are over, bro. It's like, you're gonna hear like
it's always been like that out there though. Like it's kind of like them paying homage to you in a way. Like, I'm good too. Like,
but like, what do you expect them to? Not even. I mean, I hear that, but like, I think it's more like, what do you expect? Like, if I'm gonna play from 2:30 to 3:30, I mean, from 2 to 3:30, right? So that's like, say that's a prime time. But then say if I'm playing 3:30 to 5, what are you gonna play in the 3:30 to 5? You're gonna play something you played at 2 o'clock.
Of course,
or 2:30.
Well, the crowd wants to hear it too again, and no one's gonna get mad at you. Be like,
nobody cares. And like, there's a lot late. Say all the late rush that comes in. Now those people didn't hear it the first time, so they're gonna want to hear it at when they got there. So, it's cool.
I think it's an old stigma that people had. Speaking of Kendrick, when you were talking about going through his records, I want to just brush on the Super Bowl real quick. You guys, thoughts on it? Going around the room. Let's start up with Neil. Neil, what's your thoughts on? You're a big sports guy.
Honestly, I thought it was a Kendrick show, and then there was football around it. I know people are gonna kill me if they hear me say that, but I thought the show was awesome. I think he stuck to his guns and did exactly what he said he was gonna do, and that was just put on a Kendrick show, regardless of who was in the stadium and who was going to get it and who wasn't going to get it. He just stuck true to form, and that's what I respected from it. And I've always been a fan of Kendrick, but the layers he did within that show. I mean, I don't know whether it's just my algorithm, but I only saw that thing was so like viral. It was insane, but it was like people just had their ideas of what he meant on certain things. And like, even with Serena Williams being on there, people were like, that was an attack on Drake. And then she's like, no, it's not. It has nothing to do with him. And there's just so many layers to it. Yeah, there was so many layers to it.
Like he had 2 of Drake's exes on there, blah, blah, blah.
Who was the other ex? It was
SZA.
Oh, he was dating SZA too? I'm sorry.
It says that
I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know.
Yeah.
The stage was a controller. Yeah.
There was so many layers to that thing that was crazy.
Oh, shit.
And it just didn't really matter. And when I was watching the show, I kind of expected people to hate because it wasn't like a lot of fireworks. There wasn't a lot of anything.
Yeah.
But he isn't that artist. And
he just said, but he went and sent the message, like, to Drake.
to Drake, but to the world. He did a lot of things in that show.
Yeah.
But everybody was expecting him to fly out of a helicopter or something like that.
Yeah. It's like, he didn't come in like Lady Gaga and blah blah blah. He didn't do this and that. I'm like, bro, like the fucking lyricist, man. Like,
why would you think that? Why would you expect
I thought
that?
I thought he was going to do a helicopter or have no, it's the Super Bowl. It's not that. I think it's just you're going to have this. You need to have that performance that's going to be over the top. I feel like, and even if it is an artist that maybe is not into that type of stuff, then it's like, well, you could have some more appearances. I thought there would be more guest appearances, people doing little I'm sure he would. I can't even think off the top of my head what other records he was featured on or he's done collaborations with. But I don't know. I kind of felt like there should have been a little bit more of a variety. And I wasn't a huge fan of the song selection. I probably knew 3 or 4 out of the 10. I really, really knew. But he didn't do Mad City. He didn't do there were some hits that I was just kind of like.
I think that was someone said on the internet that it was like a label thing because you know how he Mad City and all the earlier hits were from TDE and he left.
Oh no, I didn't know. No, so that was
you
that
noticed
issue?
I don't know, but I could.
But there was also another thing with the whole Uncle Sam thing, and that's why certain songs were grouped.
I love that. Yeah,
ways.
the theatrical element of it, I thought was amazing. But
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And again, it gets to the point where it's like he doesn't really care about people that were expecting him to jump out of an airplane. He was out there to send several messages, and he didn't veer from that. And that's what I respected from it.
All right,
Sinatra, what do you think? How did Tokyo react to it?
All right, my initial when we were in the chat, my initial response was bodied. I thought he killed it. I thought it was amazing. If you're like a real true hip hop head, that was for hip hop. That was some hip hop shit. The whole show was hip hop. I didn't after I thought about it, processed it, watched it again. Yeah, he did make it a little bit about Drake, which was we were all looking for that. People were like, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna play the song? Is he gonna do Not Like Us? And then the way he looked in the camera and the way he said, say Drake, all that stuff, he played into that.
And
right?
the smile too. Don't forget the smile.
Yeah, the whole thing was dope. On some hip hop shit. But I feel okay. So the takeaway I have from it is from a performance on a main Super Bowl stage like that. I think that you have a demographic of people that is not just this small niche of a hip hop community, right? That we all know. There's people that are older that had no clue what the hell was going on. They were looking at it what is he even saying? I don't understand a word. I think he could have played a few more songs that were some of his classic hits. I think, starting out with, he came out the car, he would a freestyle that no one knew, but that's Kendrick, he did some
unreleased song, I think. Yeah,
he did some artistic shit. Would I have liked him to do his banger after banger after banger after banger? I think that would have been
He has
lit.
the catalog for it too. Yeah,
of course. That's why, but he wasn't, it was no, this is my stage. This is my show. I'm going to show you how I want to do it. He had the ill dancers. He had that jump dressed in red, white, and blue. He had the Uncle Sam. So I understand from a hip hop perspective, his what he was looking to show the world is what he wanted to show the world. He wasn't gonna do what you tell him to do.
I feel that's
what you expect him to do.
This performance will probably be studied in a university somewhere years later.
Yeah, I think it hit pop culture. It hit politics. It hit so many things.
Yeah.
That
it went over a lot of people's heads, especially for people that don't really know about what's going on. They're just looking for what's the popular song that I know, and they didn't know any
just looking
of them.
for a helicopter and drop it through.
I think with even what we're talking about, for people that still didn't know, I think it was a show that is pushing people. If you don't know, you have the internet, look it up.
I mean, his streams and everything else went up. like crazy. So
I think I sent you guys that. It was like,
doesn't that happen to everybody who performs at the Super Bowl though? Everybody who performs at the Super Bowl the next day, they're number one on iTunes. They're number one on this and that. I don't know. He had like the biggest numbers, I think, from any artist in the recent however many years. I forgot.
It was like 133 million or something like that.
Yeah, he had the highest rated watch show. So I mean, he did what he had to do.
You said Kendrick's big in Tokyo, right? Or did you said
Kendrick?
He has a pretty
of course.
Good...
Like everything out here is just the way it is anywhere else. Like they're hip on every new song, every new artist. Songs drop, they know exactly what happens. Like there's no more of that. Takes 3 months to get here. Like it's here. Like you got your phone, you got the songs that come out on Spotify. Like they know what's going on, and then my job is to like play them. Like let them like hear. Like there's a kid will come up to me like, "Yo, you just played like all the songs on my new playlist tonight." Like I try to find a way to get them in. Obviously you can't go too left, especially on a Friday or Saturday. It's kind of like, you got to get like little Vegas on them too out here because
the weekend warrior.
You get people traveling into town and stuff. So they want to hear the hits. So you can't really go too off. But I try late night from like 4:15 to 5 to like mix in some new stuff that just came out.
I want to ask about speaking of music and everything. The Grammys happened and Doshi is Doshi big out there? Is she?
I try to play a couple of Doshi records. To be honest, I play like some. Like I used to play that the Nissan Altima record. Yeah. Like I play that.
I still play that too. Like,
you guys play her in the club? Does everybody play her in the club? Or no?
I play Nissan Altima.
Yeah, I play that. I really don't. I don't. I'm not gonna be like I play a ton of her stuff, but like if I could play this couple of records, I would like to get in. But it's not super commercial yet.
Yeah, Neil, do you play Doshi?
I do, but I play. I am playing.
Damn, I'm trying to get the Tokyo Tower in the background so you can see it.
No, I'm playing. What is it?
I feel like we've been here for 8 hours because it was dark and now it's sunny.
Yeah, I was like looking at that too.
It's crazy. I'm just trying to see if I could somehow get it on there. But
did you used to play Booty Drop? Neil, Booty Drop was like I use that as a transition to like other songs because
I'm playing What It Is.
Oh, What It Is.
Yeah.
All right, so
nice.
So people are playing Doshi in the club. That was my question because after I saw the Grammys, I'm like, man, I don't know anyone that hears it.
I think at the R&B, like the R&B parties, I think they're playing like Dinao is a River, and they have like a bunch of like blends and edits that they're playing too. So with that song, like the ladies love that song. So
I saw her. She did a Super Bowl party for Tao Group, and it was. I mean, her energy is like amazing. I'll give her like she's really dope. I just didn't know if it was like a club thing. Drake's new album. You guys go around the room. Everyone consensus on. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
Initially, the first. Wait, you want the initial reaction, or you want?
Wait, hold on.
You want the initial reaction, or you want the second or third listen reaction?
I want whatever feels right for you, and you tell me how you
initially.
Want to deliver this.
Okay, when I got it and I like went through it, and I'm like, okay, let me look. I'm looking for like, what can I play? Is there anything that we could play out? That's always my thing. So my opinions sometimes are biased from like a club DJ's perspective. Like you want to play something that we could play in the club. So when you start hearing like these slow songs, you're like, damn, I can't play this. I can't play this. And you're like, this shit's trash, But then you go back and you're like laying in bed or you're like listening to it and you're like, okay, this song's not that bad. I mean, I can't play it out, but it's not a bad song. So initially I was like, this is not for me. That's what I said. This album's not for me. It's for like a girl or like somebody who wants to like smoke out and like listen to like some R&B laid back stuff, right? Which is cool. But second time I listened to it, I went through it again. I was like, this is cool. So I found like out of like 21 songs, I found like maybe 5 or 6 that I fuck with. I'm like, damn, these are dope. Nice. It's like
for
these
a club
dope
too,
they're actually really good records. Yeah. Like there's really good songs on there. So it's like,
but for clubs or just
really not for clubs. The only thing for a club that's on there is Nokia and Give Me a Hug. The second part, the switch up. There's a switch up on Give Me a Hug where the beat switches. That's the part.
Yeah,
where he's like,
I gotta watch out for the part 2s.
Yeah, where he's like, that's the thing. And when I was initially listening to the album, I didn't listen to second parts of some of the songs because there's like 5 songs or maybe 4 or 5 songs that have beat switches in them, which is kind of cool, So that was my second time around. I actually was like, all right, it's not that bad. You know, the album's dope. Nokia is a hit. The Give Me a Hug record's cool. I think it's one of Drake's best records? No, I think it's just something new that we get to hear where he's like, you know, I'm trying to get the party lit. I don't want to, you know, fuck a rap beef. I'm trying to get the party lit. There's a couple of his Drake lines that are in there that we're used to, but you know, it's not his best. I think Gordo might have produced that.
Yeah, I think he posted it. Die Trying's a good one to play like
Die Trying's
like
that's
late night.
Yebba, is that how you pronounce it?
Yep. The kind of
that's not really. See that, you know who produced that? That's produced by Madrid Jordan, but Jordan, not the Madrid guy. Jordan.
Majid.
Jordan.
Is it Majid? I thought it was Majid.
Majid,
right? Yeah. Majid Jordan. It's two people.
Yeah.
It's two people, Majid and Jordan. So the guy Jordan, he's the producer, so he produced that record.
Yeah, that's hot. To me, that's a hot record.
Yeah.
Neo 5. What do you guys go ahead?
For what?
Drake? I don't know if you got to use the bathroom or what. You're just like,
well, look, okay,
so excited for this.
No, I'm not excited for this because people are going to think that I'm hating on Drake, and I'm not hating on Drake. I think lyrically he is, whether he's doing it or somebody else is writing it, I don't really care. It's good. The album itself, though, I think Kai Cenat gave it an 8 out of 10, and I don't know if I would even give it that. I would say like maybe 6 out of 10. Lyrically, it's strong. The entire album, though, most of it's too slow, and I don't think it was like a strategic album for him to drop, simply because after coming off of a diss record that literally made it to the Super Bowl and, you know, best song of the year for the Grammys, like, do you come out with something like that? And we're getting like tough Drake when we need to get party Drake. And now I don't know what we got. We got a mixture of like tough Drake and like Loverboy Drake.
Yeah.
But not, and even on one of his slow songs, he's like, yo, I'm trying to get the party started. I'm like, then get it started, dude.
I think
like that, dude, because this ain't it.
You're thinking of it wrong, though. This is what I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here. This is the move. All right.
Tell us what.
Listen, I didn't listen to the album. I didn't listen to the album. No. I'll tell you the approach. This is exactly what they're doing. I promise you, this is what his team did. They're like, hey, look, you just came off this rap beef. You just got blown, you know, whatever, at the Super Bowl was probably not the best look at the Super Bowl, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I'm gonna drop an album, but you know you're not gonna get the guys back, and you're probably not gonna get the club right away. But who's gonna, you know,
the ladies.
Kendrick's not getting the females, so at least like he's not putting a female driven project together. Now you're gonna get all the girls back on your side and go, look, the girls are still gonna love me, right? So he's gonna put a female driven album out, get them all back on your side, that's the approach to come back into the whole thing. It's not. I don't think it's
but
about
I don't think
going
the girls
like the
have
club.
ever even left.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah,
too.
I think it's just check the temperature.
Girls
Let's just
don't
check
give
the
a shit about
temperature right
beefs. Now. Yeah, I think
he's dropping this summer though.
Yeah,
he's gonna drop something in the summer.
Tough Drake's a wrap, at least for now.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
But he made party hits. Do that because that formula works for him, you know, and he's good. But the Loverboy thing was kind of like in this weird gray area. Weird gray area where if you want to check the temperature, that's fine. But like the formula that works are party tracks because we're still playing.
Yeah,
Drake
I think we can revisit this next month and then we'll see how, you know.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what
Nokia definitely
does.
Nokia
gets hot and then like gets hot for the next month and two, and then before you know it, he's gonna drop something else, and then before you know it, May, June comes and he hits you with an album with the party shit, and then he comes back hot. You know, like pause.
But the problem is like then everybody forgot about this album, and this album didn't do anything. We were talking about Drake more when he was about to sue his label than he was about this album.
I think people also were like looking forward to like they're trying to see if he like even mentions like the beef or like claps back on this
He
album
got dog walked at the Super Bowl. Like nobody, like dude, there's no coming back from that. Like, in the fact that he was able to put an album out a week later, I think that says a lot. So I'm not saying like, you know, pick a side or anything, but that's pretty big that he was able to. And people
he's
like
touring
it.
in Australia right now. He sold out like 8 shows out there. He's chilling.
He don't give a fuck.
All right, enough of the Super Bowl Kendrick. All right, Drake, whatever we got. All right, Weeknd's album. You guys all like that? I know we didn't really discuss it.
I mean, I
sonically, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I think the songs, there's not like, I don't know, the like writing is not all that, but the sounding sonically is amazing. You got Mike Dean, the production's good.
Yeah.
He has like, you know, a few dope records on there that are kind of hitting.
Has a couple, one or two Metro songs.
Yeah.
Cry for Me.
Oh, yeah.
I play
my boy
out,
Shay did 1, 2 on there. He did the one
Sao
with
Paulo. I feel like
He's good. Yeah.
Sao Paulo should be big out there, right? Sinatra?
Yeah, I played
like
that
that's
one
like a
before
Japan,
the album. Before the album came out, I would play that. You know, I haven't been playing. I'll tell you, Timeless is the hit.
Yeah.
Timeless
That's
is
the
the
Playboy
one.
Cardi record, right?
Yeah, that's the one. He got one.
Timeless
He got
has
one.
been-
One monster on there. That's like, you know.
And then he said he's retiring
Saving
after
it.
this or something. Or didn't he say he's doing something else after this?
I thought he retired from doing features. Or am I wrong on that?
He stated something like he's not coming back as The Weeknd or something like after this whole.
He's coming back as the weekday.
Check me out. 9 to 5. Coming out
I'll
9
be
to
playing in the
5.
cellar room.
Here we go.
I need G.
Sneaky slappers. Let's just run through this really quick. Slappers that go off locally or internationally, no matter what the crowd. So these are basically like you're overseas and you're like, man, what should I be playing? This is gonna work if you're in New York, Chicago, LA, or Tokyo. What are some good? Let me say, I don't want to give like specific songs. I just got a couple real quick. Every time I used to like, I guess we used to do runs overseas. It was always like they used to tell us Future, Drake, Travis, and like those were like the ones that like you could do no wrong. That was just kind of like anything by those artists were kind of like a go-to, and I guess Kanye at the time. But you guys have anything else? Or
I'm going a little more like international. So I'm thinking like the Venga Boys. We like to party, and that works. That works. In,
I believe you.
That works in Cancun. That works in Asia, especially the Wookiee edit. Don Omar, Danza Kuduro. That works.
Yeah,
that's like everywhere.
I gotta explain these things more. When
Cascada. Every time we touch.
Every time we touch. That's a good one. But wait,
that works here. That works in that works in Mexico.
A sneaky slapper that works worldwide or just in one region?
No, we're saying worldwide.
Just be like,
you know it's gonna work. Like
Venga Boys is working in France, dog. You playing? That fucking. Dude, everyone wants to get on the Venga bus.
Nobody does.
No. Jerzy, yeah.
Well,
People
like
do want to get on that
Gasolina?
bus. I haven't been
like
on that
to
bus,
party. we like to party. Everyone wants to party.
What was the song? What was the? Is that the same? It's not the same with the boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. That one.
No.
That's a different one.
That one goes off too. I played that by
boom,
accident.
Boom, boom. Let's go back to my room.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Venga Bus.
How many times have you played something by accident? Because I've noticed that you did.
No.
you did that once on the part 2 of it with. Chris Brown.
The reason I was saying it by accident because you know when you download a record and there'll be like 4 records in between and it gets to something else. So I'm playing like what I thought was labeled as the Kendrick record, and then it goes boom, 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 boom. I'm like, whoa, like it makes like a right turn somewhere, and then it goes into some like big EDM drop or some shit. But like, so yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes. All right, you know what, Sinatra, we're gonna do you at the end. Neil, you go.
Who's doing what?
Doing who?
What?
Oh shit!
You gotta buy him sushi at late night first.
6:30 in the morning over here.
I'm out of here, man. I'm done.
Neil,
Oh, man.
you go.
All right, okay, you guys are gonna do me. So what happened? Crazy.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, Sinatra, your turn.
Wait,
is
my
it your
turn?
turn or is it my turn?
Well,
For what? Sneaky
I
slapper?
don't know.
I kind of okay. So Neil, I want just
slapper?
Neil, tell me some songs that go everywhere, and then Sinatra will do you last.
Hey.
It doesn't get any better. I mean, like It's the same. You just said the same thing.
All right, then
What
fine.
about like
Oh, you can do Sinatra. I'm
a
just here for
sneaky
the
slapper?
podcast.
Oh, like how about like wanna jump? Crooklyn Clan.
Okay, that works.
Okay. All right.
That's like a sneaky slapper that you can drop in there and get people lit.
What else works in Tokyo that works in the States really well?
Oh, like songs from Japan, like the Meg Thee Stallion, Yuki Chiba, Watashi wa Star, like that probably will work here more than it would work in, say, like New York.
I played
no,
it.
it works here.
Yeah, I played it in LA this week.
Yeah, but like it's like the song for here. Like I notice, like whenever I see like a crew of girls that come into the club for the first time, I never seen them before, and they're on their like Tokyo trip. They want to hear that so that they can take their video of them doing the dance. You know, like so.
We're
like,
in Japan. We're in
oh my God,
Tokyo.
we're in Japan. Meg Thee Stallion. I'll tell you, Meg Thee Stallion like really commercialized Tokyo to another level of like in hip hop for sure. Like Tokyo was like always a place that people wanted to come visit, but like with hip hop now, it's so like commercialized and like it's bringing a whole different group of people that probably would have never thought of coming here 5 years ago.
Yeah.
All right, I'm happy to move off this subject now. Let's go to
Wait. We're talking about sneaky slappers, right?
Yeah, we're good on that.
First
man.
of all,
I follow
sneaky
Rivers.
slappers, and then we're gonna do you next.
Yeah, Sinatra. Don't forget, we're gonna do you.
And we're
coming for you,
and it's gonna be sneaky, and we're gonna slap
it's gonna be sneaky. But we're gonna tell you right now.
Yo, Neil's had a lot of coffee this morning.
I just had tea. But like this, okay. I follow Rivers, Magician remix. Oh wow.
Hey yo.
Anyway, I love it.
Icona Pop. Yeah,
I love it. Yeah,
He
that works
Found
everywhere.
Love always works. And that Fat Man Scoop. What is it? I'm different.
Be faithful.
Be Faithful. I don't know why I said I'm Crazy in Love. Like those ones always work. And if you're in New York, Empire State of Mind.
All right.
In Tokyo too.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's go off of top new records you're playing out right now. What are you guys playing really quick? Let's just breeze through this.
New stuff.
Anything new?
I'll go first. I got Drake Nokia. Weekend Sao Paulo. Was that on my list last month? I don't remember. Anyways, Andrus and Juice, De Mas, which is like a Gasolina sample. It's a tech house record. Big for me and like when I'm doing the open house sets. Lisa, Born Again from Blackpink. That's a big pop record. I played that at
the radio play too. I saw that. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It got Doja and Ray on it, so you know that brings the vibes for the ladies.
For
Neil?
me, I got Bad Bunny, Nueve Yo.
No,
New York.
Say that right?
Is that the New York record?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
huge here. It's like
It's huge in Boston.
it's like
huge
what,
here.
Yeah.
It is like what Peppa's was at almost at peak.
Do you play the whole thing, the first verse, or what is it?
I play the whole thing.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
is it bigger than DTMF?
I think so.
Oh shit! Okay.
I think so. I think it's just because it just has that energy. Like the second people hear, once I'm fully out of that mix and into the song, people like freak out.
Do you play the salsa part?
Say again.
Do you drop it from the salsa part, or do you just go into like straight into
I just do
salsa?
this like intro. I just roll right into it.
Okay.
The eccentric edit of it is crazy too. Eccentric has the edit of that.
It's a big record, like a huge record out here. So when you're in Boston or New York or whatever, it's a huge record here. Weekend Cry for You. And I had this one for my ones to watch, but now in certain rooms that I'm playing at, Shaw Baby Viking is, if you know it, you already know it. But I have like girls singing along to it. And then people that don't know it end up running to the booth asking you what it is. That actually happened on Tuesday. The Weeknd Timeless still works. One that I actually brought that I'm starting to play now, but it's kind of old, is Travis Scott, I Know. But I roll right into it from like 41 Bent, like in the 124 range. But it's one of those ones that everybody just knows the lyrics to. So it's a slower like energy. It's low energy, but everybody knows the words to it. So
that works. Yeah. Good energy.
And then I'm playing Charlie XCX Club Classics now.
Is that new?
No,
it's off the Brad album.
Oh, it's off the Brad album.
Yeah.
All right. Sinatra, what do you got?
I got what do I like that I've been playing new? 4x4, Travis, Little Demon, Future.
Yes.
I
said it
30
on the
for
last
30.
episode.
Yeah, 30 for 30. Kendrick Lamar SZA. I like that. What else? Looking at the list here. Oh,
when do you play that one?
EOO, Bad Bunny. That's a big one. That's like the more reggaeton of it. Oh, the Cardi B and Partisan Fontaine, Toot It Up.
Oh, I don't know.
Have you guys played that yet?
Yeah, nah.
That's a vibe. Yeah, that's a big one. It kind of goes like what's after, like you can play that right after like Soak City. Let me see what else we got here. You got house music. Oh no, the Location record with Ty Dolla. I like that. That's a vibe. Give Me a Hug. That's with Blixum. That's Lotto and Playboy Cardi. That's a big one.
Wow. I don't know that one.
Central C 21 Savage. It was pretty good. The G that was from a while ago. Oh, Toot It Up. Yeah, that's the one. Toot It Up. Oh, Poppin' by St. John. That's a dope record too. That goes with like the Slut It Out and Part 2 and those NLE Chopper records. What else? There's so much music, man. It's like Hannah Montana, Ice Spice, that goes in that 128, 130 bag. You could run all those records together. Boss Mandilo, 46th Street, 79.
Do those like records? Do they work well out there? Do like Boss Mandilo and stuff?
Yeah, like all that like trap shit hits, like, and especially in One Oak, it's like we're known for that, you know. So people come there, they want to hear Future, Little Baby, you know, obviously, you know, Kendrick, Drake, and all that. But yeah, you could get all those records off, like Migos, like all that shit goes crazy out here.
Oh shit! All right.
Wow.
It's an international crowd. Like, you got to understand, it's not just, you're not just going to see like, you know, 500 Japanese kids. It's like there's 250, 300 Japanese kids, but the other 300 kids are people from all over the place. You know, so it's kind of like a Vegas
Singapore,
kind of vibe.
Yeah, Australian,
from all over, like, you know, people from United States. Sometimes I'll be on the mic, I'll be like, yo, is the West Coast in the house? And like everybody put their hands up. I'm like, yo, is anybody from New York here? And then boom, I'm like, oh shit, we in the building. We're going to New York real quick. Boom, and then you hit them with like, it's like when you're in Vegas, the same type of vibe. You know, is anybody from LA here? Or anybody from, you know? And then you hit them with like, yo, if it's your first time in Japan, put your hands up. And literally like 200 people put their hands up. And then you hit them with the Tokyo Drift. You know, like, and then it's like, oh, that's their moment with them in Japan, listening to Tokyo Drift at the club.
I've been waiting for this. Fuck.
I've been waiting. Right, like, I've been like waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. Well, this is what I think in my mind. You know, in my mind, I'm like, these people want to hear this song in Tokyo. Like, so that's how I feel. Like, it, you know, same thing with the Meg Thee Stallion song. The girls they could hear it in New York, but it's not going to hit like.
So it's got to do an edit of like Tokyo Drift into Megan, the record.
Into
just
what?
Knock him out in one. It'd be
Yeah,
like an anthem.
make a transition. But
There's
I
no
like
following up with that. Yeah, you can't
like
stop
to just,
it.
you know, I like to just give the crowd like a little bit of a moment here and there, like with each specific song, and let them, you know, whether it's a West Coast record or if it's an East Coast record, a New York record, or a Tokyo record, you know, it's like give everybody a chance to vibe.
So not just for the people.
Yeah.
Facts.
For the people.
Facts.
Yeah, he is.
I'm pretty selfish. I'm just gonna throw the records that I like usually, but
Third Eye Blind, whole album.
Third Eye
Here
Blind.
you go.
No.
I heard about you.
Yeah.
I saw the last podcast.
I got that Lola Young, that Messy record. It's just been going really good. There's a lot of remixes of it. Have you guys been playing Addison Rae Diet Pepsi? Have you heard any like remixes of that?
I said that on the did I say that on the ones to watch? I've played it a couple times. It's really slow though.
It is, but there's remixes and there's edits, and I was like, it's kind of nice. I thought it was a Pepsi commercial. I didn't know it was an actual like. I thought
get
it
a
was a
request every week for that at least
Dude,
once.
It's massive. Yeah, I didn't even know, and I started doing some more research on it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a cool record. And then I got that Nova did a calling edit of DTMF, that Bad Bunny record. It has some good energy. Yeah. It's kind of like the Chance. It's just like this big, like fucking big room shit, but Bad Bunny. But it just goes really well. I think you can mix it in easily into your sets. Okay, that's all I got for the records I'm playing out. Ones to watch. I don't know what that is, but
that sounded great though.
Yeah,
it's weird. Right when you hit that, I was like, I was like, wait, was that part of the show?
Yeah, I was like looking. I'm like, where?
That was Diet Pepsi.
Oh yeah. All right, ones to watch. Neil, this is your favorite segment, so why don't you take it?
Sinatra, please jump in.
Bring it in the rear. Yeah, just do whatever.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Guys, crazy.
Sinatra, Jersey's got like a whole nother show going on here. I don't know what's going on, but basically ones to watch are just like songs that you feel are bubbling, that you really believe is going to be big,
or artists.
Or artists. Yeah. So mine are. It's funny because you said Blixum. That one is starting to pick up for us out here too, with Lotto and Playboy Cardi. 41 has a new song called Presidential. That's also
that's a vibe.
And there's another one, and I just started hearing it. The Baby, and the song's called Fat, PHAT. I think Nova did an edit for Headliners. It's kind of like a Jersey club. Like it goes with like the fart song, Bent.
Fart song. Holy moly!
It's like 124, 128, and that's
it's somewhere in that range. But those are the songs that I would say that you need to watch out for.
Okay, cool.
You got some?
Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, we said it earlier, but I think Nokia is definitely the song right now that's going to be next up. I don't know if it's going to knock any of the Kendrick out the box right now, but it's definitely going to be something that we could play out, and it's going to be fun. It's not going to be about a beef. It's going to be about a party. It's going to be about girls dancing, and we need more records like that. Like I like stress this all the time. I'm like, I need records. We need records that are for the club. Like I don't want to get involved in a rap beef battle and whatnot. I need stuff that's gonna make girls dance. That's like Sexy Red. She was great like that. She gave us all these records last year and the year before that we were able to play out and still play to this day. You know, so I'm all for records like that. So I think Nokia is a big one that's gonna be popping. Like I said. This Tooted Up is pretty cool. I mean, it's not like anything crazy, but it's definitely something you could play in that twerk, Cardi B, City Girls set, and you just drop that in there and Soak City and like that kind of vibe. What other records that are good? I mean, shit, like hip hop wise, I'm just waiting for like some new shit. Like we had Travis dropped a good record that was dope, 4x4. But like,
4x4 was good. Yeah,
it was dope. But was it like something that is a sicko mode? No, it's not.
I was hoping that it was gonna do something, but it
too
didn't
mellow
pick up here either.
Is it for an album or what is it? Why did he drop that?
I think it was for a Super Bowl, wasn't it?
Probably.
I don't know. Something like that.
I didn't know if he was doing a new project.
You know, the crazy things, going back to the whole Drake thing, and this has happened this week, is I'm getting crazy requests for really old stuff from him. Like, I made bank on
like
tips.
Before the beef?
Yeah. Like Lil Wayne Drake.
Yeah, like She Will.
It's not even She Will. I was getting like
every girl. Was that Every Girl?
Every Girl in the World.
Yeah, Miss Me. All that
Bedrock.
stuff.
Bedrock is
I
going
was
crazy
getting
again.
mad requests all
Yeah,
this week and last week for all old stuff.
Wow.
like Young Money.
And She Will randomly charted.
Yeah, She Will's goes off. She Will goes off.
5. You got anything to watch?
Probably nothing much, man. Well, no. So back on the Lisa record, right? The Born Again record.
Yeah.
I know, like, as us club DJs don't really touch on pop records. I think this record is going to be big for us because, one, she's on the new White Lotus. Lisa from Blackpink, she's already huge, but still, like, we don't really play Blackpink out, right? Like, but I think this is, as far as for like a playable club record, it's gonna be big. So,
Sinatra, do you play Blackpink I mean, I know it.
Yeah,
Blackpink works out there.
Blackpink
It's crazy out there.
Yeah.
And Rosie, the APT record, I heard you guys talk about that in the past episodes, but like, APT still goes crazy every night. There's that G6 edit that is really popular and stuff. So I play that one sometimes. I actually like to play the double time, like the Mickey record. That's also a staple. But Blackpink is great. They run stuff out here, like for the girls at
Guys,
least.
I had no idea that Rose and that was the girl from Blackpink that did the APT. I realize that now.
She's best friends with Lisa.
Yeah. Are you in the fan club or something?
I love we love Blackpink Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah, he is all about it. I had The Weeknd Cry For Me. I like that record. I think it's a good kind of ones to watch.
There's a good HMC edit.
That's why I was saying it, actually.
Yeah.
Niagara
Falls.
With To Be Honest, is really good.
What's the scenario? You're doing a corporate event, they ask for hip hop, pop music. How are you translating that, and what are you going to play? I think that was just mainly because, you know what? Scratchy told me that, 5, you did a private event. I was doing some private events, and we were like talking about like translating what people are kind of saying, like who are maybe not so deep in the music scene or in that world, or like even club owners or managers, and they come up and they're like, "Yo, go to top 40," and I'm like. Bro, you got to be more like, what are you looking for top 40 wise? Like, are you looking for hip hop? You looking for housey stuff? Everyone has a different translation. I kind of want to ask your guys' opinion. Like, how do you translate when people are asking you that are not in our same lingo,
What about when you say old school? Play some old school. I'm like, okay, well, old school to who?
Yeah.
Old school to you? Old
That's
school
the
to
one
her?
I hate.
Because I'll play Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul. And they'll be like, what is this?
To us, but to like a 23-year-old, old school to them is like something from 2009, 2010, when they were like 12 years old.
Whoa.
Old school is
Actually,
like I Love
crazy.
Conan.
Oh,
shit. But there's so many ways to take it too, right? And then you start getting in your own thoughts and you're like, man, wait, does he mean like, and then you look at the person that's like telling you, because you're like, oh, this guy's kind of nerdy. So he must mean like, he's not going to talk about backpack rap. He wants like, the stuff that was on the radio, like it's just, you start like taking apart this person. And I feel so bad afterwards. I just like, and then sometimes it's a surprise and he's like, no, I want you to go deep. And I'm like, man, I didn't know you listen to that type of stuff, like,
hey, yo.
How do you go deep?
How deep can you get? Like, I mean, like for the private event I did.
This guy is crazy.
Hey.
I feel like this is like the Kendrick show. There's like hidden meanings in everything we're saying right now. Like people are gonna go back and watch this like 8 times. They're like, no, when 5 said this, he actually meant that because
then he said take it deep.
I mean, like for my event, it was for Lunar New Year, so they were like, play something that like for Lunar New Year that will get the people dancing. I'm like, what the? I'm like, all right, let me do some research. So I went on like Spotify. I was like, Lunar New Year playlist bangers. There's nothing. So there's a Lunar New Year playlist. And then it's just like all like these Chinese songs, and like I'm like, I don't know if anything about, like I don't know if I can play any of this stuff. So I kind of basically just played it safe, played a bunch of edits and remixes in the beginning, like some lo-fi stuff as people were coming in. And then when I saw the crowd, I'm like, all right, you know what? We're in LA, so let's play some like more hip hop, R&B, and then it worked. And then I just kind of navigated the night as like watching people from the booth, like if they're having fun or not. And yeah, play some pop, play some house, and yeah, it went A-okay.
It works out at the end. What about you? What about Neil or Sinatra? You guys
if I'm at a corporate event, they told me to like turn it up or like play something commercial. I'm just gonna go like straight Year 3X, hotel room, get low, turn it up. That's gonna get it lit right away. Like no matter who's there, like the crowd's getting lit to those songs. You know, I love it. Like you get that, you know, even if but if it's a little older crowd, you hit them with some like Rihanna. You can't go wrong with Rihanna. Like one time, I think it might have been Mark Ronson or Mark Ronson's sister. They were like, when all else fails, play Michael Jackson. Nobody's gonna look at you and say like, I don't like this song. So it was kind of like that. Like you give them something that they can't complain about. Don't try to do nothing that's like out of the ordinary, and just play the cheese. Just hit them with the cheese. Like I've locked down corporate gigs just from that, you know, playing cheesy stuff sometimes in a corporate event. Nobody cares. Like they're not there to like, you're not there to teach them music. You're there to just make them sing along to every song and let them
Journey
have a good
always
time.
work.
Yeah,
and
Whitney
then
Houston,
the next
I
day
want
at
to
the
dance
coffee
with somebody.
And the next day at the coffee station, they're like, "Oh my God, that DJ last night was amazing. He killed it." I was like dancing my ass off. And next thing you know, you get a phone call and you're locked in for like 4 or 5 fucking corporate.
Haven't heard Cyndi Lauper in so long.
Yeah. Baby got back. Baby got back.
Yeah.
It just hit different last night.
For real. Salt and pepper, push it. Salt and pepper, push it. Tone low. Like don't even second guess it. Just give them that karaoke moment, you know?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Like
That's what I think what corporate events are like, you know. So like the setting.
That's how I landed. Like I was DJ for like MTV, Viacom. Like I did all of their things for many, many years. They took me to spring break in Cancun to do that. Like off of doing that at a party on a Christmas.
You played
party.
Baby Got Back at spring break?
No, at the Christmas party.
Oh, at the Christmas party.
At the Christmas, at like an MTV Viacom Christmas party. Yeah, play Baby Got Back. You play like Push It. I think I was DJing and then Snoop was going on after me. You know, so I went in and played all this like party cheesy stuff, and they loved it. And the next day I got a phone call like, "Oh my God, you were amazing. We want to book you for this, and this, and like take you here." And I'm like, "Oh wow!" Like I didn't have to overthink. You don't have to overthink it.
Yeah.
Those are the best phone calls too. And then they come back like every year, you know, like in this month, it's like, yo, we got the big corporate gig from so-and-so. Yeah.
You do.
I feel that.
And when if you get work for a big company and then they have like 5, 6, 7 other companies under them, then you get thrown all over the place, you know? Pause. That's crazy.
Neil, you got
all over. Thrown all over the place is insane.
Neil, you got anything? Or...
You're gonna take my microphone away.
No joke. I literally just said I had said the thing is like the question kind of applies to the sneaky slapper side. Like Charlie XCX always works. I got a feeling always works.
Right.
And if they're somewhat younger, Justin Bieber, Beauty and the Beat, all that stuff always works. And I know it's like around the time that, and I know me and you, Jerzy, were talking about, is that more dance? But I consider that stuff just pop. It's like just pop. It just took on like a dance sound because that's just what it was at that time. It was like that, Sexy and You Know It. All that stuff kind of came out roughly around the same time with the same kind
like
of
Chris
sound.
Brown, like Forever and like all those records. Yeah.
So
tempo at that point.
I always looked at it as
and all
pop.
that shit.
Yeah, and then Empire State of Mind always works. If we're gonna go into hip hop, Party Up, DMX, Crazy in Love,
Party Up, yeah.
That's true.
Everybody's
Umbrella,
up in here.
Rihanna. So,
This was my therapy session. I feel much better now. Thanks, guys.
and if all
that,
fails, Gasolina, because that's
Gasolina.
not weird,
Gasolina,
urban,
you're like
but
you
yet
drop
Latin.
Gasolina, you're like Tiesto. You drop Gasolina, you're like Tiesto with your finger up, like come on.
That should be the criteria of like if you're gonna drop Gasolina, you have to have one.
You
gotta
put your hand up like Tiesto and just like yes. Like, they're looking at you like this guy is a god.
Oh my god. All right, let's go to your edit submissions really quick. Big shout out to Broadway Villa, Gordon Ross, Chris Stallion, Steve Spin, One Day, DJ Notice, And Sounds and Wick, artist, and DJ Lee. Thank you guys for submitting your edits to the earbuds at headlinermusicclub.com. So if you guys want to submit your edits and you're listening and you're like, man, I got some good heat, just put it there, send it to us, and we will review it and go over it. I'll just go over mine real quick. I like the Kendrick Off, DJ Lee Super Bowl halftime show edit, and the Destroy Lonely. Yeah, we're going down Villa. What? Did I not? What?
It's right. No, Destroy Lonely.
Destroy Lonely. You're like
Destroy. I don't know. I'm reading my. Okay. Destroy Lonely. We're going down Villa Edit and Pink Pony Club Villa Edit. Girls just want to have fun. Those are my faves. Go ahead, Neil or 5.
I got Chris Dallas edit of All Night Long. Lionel Richie. He did Panda La Vida, the Coldplay edit, the Castle record, the Prada La Vida. Sorry, the Castle record. Both house edits. Villa, Versace edit, and Waiting for Tonight. Villa's just dropping the bangers.
Throwing out heat.
Yeah, he does. He has some I think the last like 3 or 4 months he's been putting out.
Yeah,
he's been sending us those packs.
ATL's finest.
Yeah, big shout out to Atlanta. You still got some?
No, I'm good.
I got way too many.
Fuck.
But
all right.
I got way too many. But the thing is like a lot of these edits were very different edits. Like,
tell us what you got. We have a whole segment we got to go with Sinatra. Okay. So I want to make sure we.
I got for Villa. I got Versace.
Break everything down. Go ahead. Sorry.
Pink Pony Club. Destroy Lonely. We're going down. For Steve Spin, I got the Mac Miller track. Kendrick Lamar versus DJ Quick. But these are like very West Coast like throwback sounds. Kendrick Lamar and Clemente Douglas. That's for Steve Spin. One Day, Roll the Dice remix with 4 Bats and Lil Baby. That was a great one. It's like a kind of like a lo-fi Jerzy remix. Gordon Ross did a really good Faded Zoo remix with and also did Billie Eilish Lunch remix. And then I thought the DJ Lee Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us Super Bowl into the original was actually like a dope idea.
I had that on my list too.
But that's great.
The Super Bowl edit.
Yeah, there's some like they took like the audio.
Yeah,
from Super Bowl.
I played it tonight. It's lit.
Yeah. He went in from the intro of how he did Super Bowl into the actual track, so it's just like a cleaner sound.
Yeah, it's right away, like one shot.
Chris Stallion All Night Long, and then that Big Buddy by Artist edit. I saw it. Yeah. I dug that one.
Cool. All right, guys. If we shouted you out, those songs will all be up on Headliner Music Club, and you can download them for yourself. And if you don't have a subscription to Headliner Music Club, what are you doing? Just go sign up and use the code EARSpaceBuds, and Scratchy's going to hook you up with 50% off your first month. So thank him, and I guess you can thank us too, right?
Yeah, thank us, man.
Thank us.
And we'll do you later.
No, we got to stop saying that. This is not the direction of this podcast.
We're doing everybody. Anybody signs up now, we're doing them. I'm so sorry.
This is the big segment here. After that transition, I actually feel bad for DJ Sinatra right now. But yo, we made it, man. Thank you for putting up with us this whole time and all the stuff.
I'm having a good time. You guys are great. I love it. I'm having a good time. Pause.
Thank you, man. Thank you for staying up early or late with us. Or I don't
what
know
time is it? 7 a.m. Damn, I wish you could see this Tokyo Tower.
No, we can see it.
We were watching it the whole time.
It was pitch black outside.
Come on, you're serious? You can't really see it. Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture. You can really see it. Come on, guys. We're not playing games.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Come on, we're not playing games.
I mean,
it is nice. Yeah.
That is
no,
nice.
Just so you guys know, before we started recording, Sinatra was like, "Yo, I just gotta make sure this view is great." There's something. It's like the most.
This view
perfect setup.
This view is crazy. I wanted this to be like what it looked like, so I'm gonna hold my phone there.
No, yeah.
Oh, I mean,
it's
that's
wild.
Beautiful.
We thank you for putting up that much effort into the view for our episode, man.
I spent like $1,000 to be on this podcast. It cost me like it probably cost me like like, I don't know, this Apollo, how much Apollo was like 800?
You bought all this equipment for this podcast?
Yo, I got the in-ears, bro. I'm not coming out here with no whack shit, bro. Like, you're not gonna see me looking like crazy.
I built this whole studio for this.
Professional, bro.
Well, hey.
All right, let's get it popping. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna put all that equipment to use on this segment.
Nah, we're gonna get
all
it popping.
you, man.
This
So
just gives
DJ
me the
Sinatra-
incentive to do a podcast or something like straight out, Sinatra Tokyo tours. Something from
Love
Japan.
Yeah, this is great. This is a good start, man. Well,
Exactly.
Thank you for doing this with us. And I think for people that are not familiar with you, you're from New York, right? Originally.
Yes.
And you picked up and moved to Tokyo. Can you tell us about that whole transition? What made you do it, and like how this whole thing came about?
So born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Did my rounds in the city, went around the world, took the shit crazy places I never thought. But I've been very blessed to still be here, like almost 20 years later, from my first trip ever to Japan, which was in 2004. And me and Sal and a couple of the homies, we were coming to Japan back and forth for many years. And then 2007, we had a club out here, and that was a brand new club called Feria, and they asked me to be a resident DJ. So then I came out here, and I basically lived here for 9 to 10 months that year. Traveled, to change my visa, had to we did it crazy back then. It was like underground, and we had to go different places to get another 3 months and then come back and get another 3 months. So it was we had to do whatever we had to do. We got it popping. And then when I came back to New York at the end of that year, I was like, okay, now what do I do? So I ended up Sal, what are we gonna do? He's like, oh, I got a club, I got a party that we're gonna promote and this and that, so you could DJ there. So I started to do that, and then from there I opened up for from Jerzy. Shout out to Jerzy. And I opened up for him at Butter, and he's like, if Richie likes you and he'll let you do it, you could open up and you could do that. So I did it one night. They were messing with me, and then from there I started to do that party with him. Whenever he DJ'd, I was the opening DJ, and then sometimes he got there a little later. I stayed on a little longer, so made a little bit of impact then. And then One Oak opened, and then they asked me we were going to be the resident DJs in One Oak, New York, and that was in the end of 2007, starting in December. So we went out there, we did that, and shit just started getting popping, and the club was great. There was 4 or 5 of us that were the residents there, and then as that club became popping, we all started getting a little bit more popping in the city. So any clubs that opened up after that, they would ask us to be do the grand opening, have your a weekly party. We had a Tuesday party at Oak, but then there was a Wednesday party somewhere else, and then a Thursday party somewhere else, and then maybe be back at Oak on the weekend, and then do a Sunday at a different spot. So shit started getting popping with the DJ stuff, and we ended up traveling and started going to Miami and started doing parties in Fashion Week in Paris and Milan and going to Brazil, and it's just the typical travel and DJ stuff. And then from there we ended up getting 4 a.m. started, and that whole thing, and we ran with that for a little while. And then 2015 got down with Scam and did the Scam thing for a while. And then 2015, when the club closed in Tokyo, we didn't have a club. So Sal was like, yo, I want to bring One Oak to New York, from New York to Japan, and open up One Oak Tokyo. And then it took 2 years to get that popping. Finally got it going. And then he asked me to be out here for the beginning of the One Oak Tokyo start of that club opening. And I did that for 6 months, and then went back to New York. And then I was, coming back and forth as much as I can. And then finally, I was going to come out here during the pandemic. During the Olympics, but then the pandemic hit. So we ended up having to postpone all those things. And then 2022, he's like, yo, I want you to stay out here longer and be out here, live out here. And I was like, damn, all right, let me see. But everything in New York kind of changed after the pandemic. So it was kind of a lot of clubs I worked for, they didn't exist anymore. A lot of places that I was traveling to, they didn't exist anymore. So it was the work was kind of you know, you took what you could get, and it wasn't as fruitful as it was in the past, you know. So you had to like just try to like do what you had to do. Thank God we had corporate events, and we had stuff like that, and you know, we was moving around. So then finally decided like, yo, you know what? Let me come out here and let me see what it's like. We got a business visa for 2 weeks. They gave us a 2-week run. We did that, and then came back to New York. Did a few things in New York in September, and after my birthday, I got a 3-month business visa when they opened up the borders. And then from there, we were working on getting the residency, like getting your you know, being an official resident of Tokyo. And then you have to fill out paperwork and, you know, get, you know, lawyers and how to get letters of recommendation. Like, this is like a lot. It was a lot.
Intense, yeah.
That took 3 months. So after we did that, I finally got it in April 2023. And
so now you're officially a resident of
Tokyo. Of Japan,
and
yeah. So
how often do you go back and forth between New York? Do you ever come back
like
home?
Last year I went home. I usually go home like if I go home on like the holidays, because I miss home and I want to see my family. So I go home on like, you know, Christmas. But this past Christmas I stayed here, but I was in New York for like 3 weeks in June. I was in New York for almost a month in August. You know, it was my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, so I went home for that. Nice. And then I was home and I was chilling. I was like, yo, I want to stay here a little bit longer. So, you know, I stayed home for a little bit. And then when I came back, I haven't been back home since August 21st of 2024. So now it's been almost 7 months going on of not being home. But sometimes I'll get a little anxiety. Sometimes I'll be honest, like, yo, like I want to go home. Like I'll be in the car, I'll be like in a taxi, and I'll look out the window like, well, what am I doing here? Like, yo, this is crazy. Like I just want to go home. Like I just want to I want to be in my bed, but I know that like, it's not that it's impossible, and it's only like a 13, 14 hour flight, and it could happen, but like, you just can't really think about it. You can't, because you'll like freak yourself out. You know, if you think about it. When I'm here in the beginning, it's like, oh, let's go. We're going to the club. We're doing this. We're doing that. People are coming to town. But sometimes you'd be like, damn, like, yo, like, what am I doing? I was at the red light, standing at the light, ready to cross the street. And I was like, where am I right now?
It like hits you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I want to ask you really quick. You know, speaking of the New York stuff and stuff, like, you know, I guess it's a big cultural difference, I'm guessing, from being in New York City and Brooklyn and then going to Tokyo. What has surprised you so much about the music scene? I mean, you've been playing out there for a long time, but has there been any like cultural, like, are people singing songs the same way, or is there songs that hit differently? Is there like, anything that's been eye-opening?
Obviously, like, you know, the music in America, like, people like speak English, right? So they'll sing the words. Sometimes they sing the words here. It's a little bit like, what'd you say? Like, they don't really, you know, like, what was the word they're trying to say? But they hit them. They know the music.
Spanish records.
It's crazy. Like, Spanish, I'll be honest with you, like, the Latin scene in Japan it's popping. Like, Latin music in Japan, there's a lot of like Peruvians, there's a lot of Brazilians, there's a lot of people from Latin descent. So like, we have on our first floor at One Oak, we have a Latin party on Fridays and Saturdays on the first floor. So when you walk into One Oak, all you hear is reggaeton, and it's packed. So like, then you go downstairs, and then that's where we have, like, you know, the hip hop and stuff. But the music is the same. I feel like there's not that much of a difference in, like, you know, what they're singing along to. Like, obviously it's not as much as it is in the States, but I'm wondering if that's like a language barrier. But they do know the songs. They do know the hooks. They know what's the part they need to say. And like I said, there's also a lot of tourists and stuff. So they kind of fill in where the parts need to be said.
What would you say if a DJ was so one of us comes from the States and we're like, all right, we're playing at One Oak Tokyo. What's the learning curve, do you think, that like, hey, that set you did over in Tao in New York or Chicago is like, that works there. You can't take every one of those songs and play them over here. Is there a learning curve, or that whole set would probably work or something like that?
I think that you just do like, do you, like, I always tell the DJs, like, do your set, like, do your thing, like, do what you believe, like, read the crowd, don't really worry about like what you can't play and what's not going to be able to be, like, everything works. There's no difference than there is in America than there is here. Like, you're going to be able to play the same songs. You know, you keep it simple sometimes. Like, you don't really go outside of the box. Like, let everything just do your thing. Like, I think it'll be fine. Like, there's no.
So Venga Boys is good.
Yeah, like boom, boom, boom. You might. You know, Sal might be like, you know, he's going to be up here. He might say something to you like, yo, what the hell is that? Like,
I feel like,
yo, it's big. I swear.
I feel like you being from the States too, like you kind of like set the trend too, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I think they follow what they see what I'm playing. They want to, and like, I'm not scared. I've always been like that. Like, that's like, I'm the guy like that was in Vegas that played Bobby Shmurda the first time ever, like 5 times in a row in the night. And they were looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? And I was like, no, this is going to be the best song out. You have no idea. This is popping in New York. But like, and people in Vegas are looking at me like, no, bro, like, this play something else. Yeah. You know? And I'm like, I've always been like that person. So it's like, I'm always going to do that. I don't care. Like, I just want to be able to teach people like what's really like popping and then like get them familiar. Like, I know how to do it where it's not like going to be prime time. I won't just throw like a curveball in the middle of it. Like, them, once I got them in a vibe, I'm like, all right, we're going to just keep going. But later on, you're going to hear something that, you know, you don't know, but I think that you're going to like. You know, so I think that's what every DJ, like, we try to get our you try to like not teach, but you try to like put people on. I like to put
educate them a little bit.
Educate them, put them on, and like I want people to be like, yo, Sinatra was the first person that played that song, and like he made me like it. You know, like I take pride in that. That's always been the thing.
What would you say the cultures? I think culture is a big, you know, it's a big play in a lot of nightlife and just in general. You know, you go to different markets, you see the culture is going to change the music, it's going to change the way people go out. What's the big culture change that you've noticed from, I guess, nightlife in New York to nightlife in Tokyo?
The cultural difference, I mean, this popping bottles is still the thing. You know, like I have a lot of different, you know, I feel like it's not that much of a difference where like I have Arabic clients, you know, and they like want to hear Arabic music. So it's like, you would never think that, right? In Japan, you're playing a Arabic set for your biggest spender and he's like going crazy. And I'm like, you know, I gathered all this music up over, you know, through a friend, through somebody or whatever. And they'll be like, yo, like this is the song. And then I'll mix those in and I'll like give it a little twist with some hip hop and stuff. But like, yeah, culturally, like you just, you know, try to play like some Japanese songs that are popping. Like last year do people
like
Tomodachi.
Drink, though? Yeah, huh? But like, do people like are drinking and like, is the drinking culture the same? Do people dress like, do you know, like, are people getting dressed up a little bit more to go out than they do? Like now people are wearing sweats in the clubs here for, you know, like it's like a normal
everybody
thing.
Here is like the kids from Japan, they set the trends. I believe that. Like they definitely set the trends when it comes to like fashion.
So like we have you to thank for the sweatpants?
Huh? Nah, like you see how everybody was clowning. Everybody was clowning Kendrick Lamar because he had on like bell bottoms, right? Oh yeah, those bell bottom jeans. Kids been wearing those out here for 2-3 years already.
Those like $2,000 jeans too. They're like
like those baggy, those big bottom baggy jeans. Like every kid wears those here. Like people in the States don't really probably aren't up on that unless they've been here and they've seen the fashion in the street fashion. So like the kids out here, they know how to dress. The girls are the illest. Like when it comes to like style. Like I don't see anybody I see all the girls coming from America copying them.
What about drinking culture? Is that everyone says it's slowed down out here, so I just kind of wondering how it's drinking.
Yo, they get so drunk here. It's
going strong.
Dude, there's like a documentary about that, isn't there?
They get off the train.
Say they
get off the train at 12 o'clock, right? They get off the train at 12 and they go to the club, right? They get the trains here closed from 12 to 5 a.m. So no one's in the train station. You can't get home. So it's either you pay, if you live an hour away, it's almost a $200 cab or Uber home. So no one's leaving. So as soon as you get off that train, you come in the club. They start drinking. They don't stop until 7 in the morning. And I don't know how they do it, but like people stay out until 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Then they end up going back on the train back home. Like they could go home at 5 if they want, but most of the time we go to after party. Like we just opened up a new spot. in Roppongi. So we have after One Oak, 5 o'clock, that closes. Everybody gets together. All right, guys, we're all going to Roppongi, and then everybody goes to Roppongi, and they stay there from like 5 to 7, 7:30, and I think we close around 8. So it's a long night, and people get trashed. That's why you see those videos of people sleeping on the street, because they're so drunk that they can't get on the train.
Oh, they've been working all day too.
That too. During like on the Friday night, but on Saturdays and stuff, we see people like sleeping with their phone like this. Like, you think they're like, "Are you all right?" Like, they're fine. Like, no one's gonna mess with them. People actually put bottles of water next to them.
Yeah.
Like, no one's stealing. No one's
getting jacked.
Anymore. I've actually done that for 5 when he's crashed at my place. I get a little bottle of water there.
Give a little bottle, yeah.
Bro, I was like horizontal.
You were floating on my couch.
Yeah. So the drink culture is it's crazy. People get drunk.
Damn.
They like to drink from the bottle. Like the big thing out here, drinking from the bottle. Like people, like some drunk dude will come up to you like, "Yo, Sinatra, take a shot," and he's got like this bottle, and he's like trying to. I'm like, "Yo, watch you don't chip my tooth, bro."
Yeah,
because I'm scared like they're gonna like hit you with the like metal piece. Pause.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yo, just give it to me. I'll take the shot and I'll give it back
safety.
to you."
I want the safety.
Yeah. I don't trust no drunk guy with a bottle anywhere close to my teeth. Sorry.
5, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
What type of music is like dominating the Tokyo like club scene right now?
Okay, for instance, One Oak, Tokyo, yeah. Like for One Oak, okay, you got hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Try anything hip hop, anything that's from 2010 till fucking now. You know, like it's usually like all that kind of hip hop. And you go to certain clubs in like Shibuya, and you might hear like pop music, like edits of like pop or like something that's like EDM-ish. You know, we play a little bit of house EDM, but most of the time it's mostly hip hop. But then you go to Shibuya, and there'll be like house EDM.
Shinjuku is like big room, like festival, yeah.
They play a lot of house music, EDM, but then there's also like an underground scene, whereas techno is like huge. Like there's techno spots, all these like, you know, kids that they'll like do a techno party, and they'll have some crazy shit where they tie someone up in the with the ropes. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Neil did
like
that. Yeah.
Yeah, like they do this ropes.
I don't need music for
like
that.
Then you see some like Japanese girl like tied up like this, and like she's spinning in the middle of the room, like gagged.
Damn.
Like, I swear to God.
Tell them right now.
I'm like,
and then some like hard, and then it's like some hard techno, and it's like, and I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. But like for me, I used to like to go to those parties, not just for the thing, watching people get tied up, but just hearing the music.
Yeah.
Always like hearing the music, and always hearing like something different than like what we play on the weekends at One Oak. Like
the music bars are big too, right? The music bars out there, listening bars. Like
I love the vinyl bars.
And that's been like around since the 70s, the 80s.
Yeah,
right?
they've been around for forget it. There's that one guy from JBS. He's like famous. He's an older dude. He like, you go in there and like, you know, you get a drink, and he's playing vinyl. So when I went in there the first time, I forgot who I was with, maybe Ross or Ruckus, somebody, but we were in there, and I tried to move his stool to like get the stool from, it's like someone coming to your house and like you trying to move your recliner, and I'm moving it to another part of your house. You're gonna be like, yo, what the hell are you doing? Like, put that shit back. Like, don't touch my stool. That's how he was. So I was trying to tell him I was a DJ. He didn't even give a shit. And then he was like, started playing music or whatever. Then I showed him a picture, and he got psyched. I forgot what the picture was, but he got hyped. And then next thing you know, he's pulling all vinyls out, and he's like taking us and he's showing us, and we're getting drunk and we're hanging out in there, and it's cool. That's one place. And then there's another place called Analog Bar, which is like, you know, you get a table, you get to stay there for an hour. They give you a little token, and you get to dig for your own vinyl, and then give it to the DJ, and then sit back down, and then he's gonna play your request off of the vinyl that you picked. So like, that's a big culture out here that's popping.
There's like the listening bars, right? The hi-fi, like
they're popping up a lot in like. There's a couple in New York now.
Yeah.
Like LA, there's a few in LA.
Yeah, DC.
But I feel like they started. They were popular here. First.
Yeah. It's definitely all from Japan, like the hi-fi bars.
So it's cool. You know, it's cool.
Sorry.
No, Neil, you got something? Yeah, Neil, you go.
say I have some spenders from Japan that are in the club and they're like, yo, I need you to play all the hot shit from Japan, not American music, Japanese. What are the, I don't know, 3 or 5 records I'm going to pull out
so
that is going to resonate with them?
Yeah, I mean, the 3 most popular ones that I think for like DJs like us, that would, would be Tokyo Drift. That's a big one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift, because it's got yeah, that shit, like, that's, Pharrell made that beat.
Yeah.
I didn't. But
yeah, that's a Pharrell beat. That one, Team Tomodachi, which was the viral song of last year. That's Yuki Chiba. And then the Meg Thee Stallion song is like the most. Those are like the 3 crossover where they crossed over to America. Like,
but those were primarily from Japan, though.
But those are Japanese records that, like, except the Meg Thee Stallion, because she's from America, but she has Yuki Chiba, because when she came here, she's seen that Yuki Chiba's record was the biggest record in the world, not in the world, in Asia, and she's seen how viral he was on TikTok, so she made a record with him, and that record was that one, Watashi wa Star.
Yeah. Got it.
And that's how she crossed over, and I was even, like, Jim Jones was here, and I was telling him, like, yo, you should do a record with Yuki Chiba, because he's like, he could help you get more, not that you're not known in here, but like, your records are from the early 2000s. The younger generation doesn't really know you, but if you have a banger with Yuki Chiba, you're gonna get known from the younger kids, and then that's how you're gonna get to meet, clubs are gonna want to be like, okay, we could have him here for a booking or a show.
Are there any like big like Japanese artists, like hip hop artists that we should be looking out for?
There's a lot. Yuki Chiba is the biggest one for hip hop, but there's some other artists. I'm not too familiar with them, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not like tapped in with like the J-pop, if that's what it's called. But like, there's definitely some artists there. I have to look up the person's name. But yeah, there's definitely.
You ever drop "Stay With Me" at any point? Stay with me. The old 70s pop, city pop record.
Yeah.
That's a banger. That's a good one. Miki Masubara.
Yeah,
Miki Masubara. It's called "Stay With Me." That's a big.
Like
that song went big on TikTok too.
Like Crystal K, she's the homie. Like Crystal K, she's like from the mid 2000s R&B. She's kind of like, I want to say like Beyonce, but like the R&B blazing girl that had the pop charts of Japan. You drop one of her throwbacks, the old, but it's like kind of like, the older, not like the older crowd, but like a 30-year-old crowd will definitely be like, oh yeah, that's like dropping Ashanti for us, in America. So there are some artists that are like that,
I want to ask you about your celebrity appearances, because it seems like I live through your Instagram, and I'm like, it's crazy, because I think we all can speak like, maybe 10, 15 years ago, it was normal for Neil, did you just walk away? Like,
they'll say turn up.
Yeah, I wonder, like, because I feel like, there was a point for all of us when we were DJing that there's like celebrities used to just come to the club all the time. And I don't know if it was the time before cell phones or what it was. Like, we used to get A-list celebrities. It wasn't like some guy that's trying to push his record. It was like the top of the top. Knowing that, like, now seeing that, like, your social media, you had Bruno Mars, Katy Perry, Kanye, you had all these people in your booth. Is it that celebrities feel more comfortable going out in somewhere like Tokyo because they're not going to get maybe do they get harassed more, or like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody comes to Japan, celebrity or even not celebrity. When you come here, your guard is down. You're there to chill. You're here to catch a vibe. I've hung out with like a lot of the DJs, a lot of people like I normally wouldn't have hung out with maybe in New York, but when they hang out with me and we're here, like, they're like, damn, like, yo, you're cool. Like, I never expected you to be like so chill like that. I didn't think you would be like so friendly. And I'm like, why? Like, I want you to come to Japan and have a good vibe. And then like, everybody's just on a different level. So I feel even with artists, it's like that, like artists come to Japan, they're here to have fun. They come to the club. We like literally try to like present them with a safe place to come chill. Like if they want to come like do they want to come hang out, we might take a section upstairs and like make it private and give them a space that they could hang out at. Maybe they want to come through and like, we don't want to like, have people with phones and stuff. Try to limit that, try to give them a place where people are not just up in their face with a camera, like starting to record them. And when they see that and they come through and they feel like they've had that experience, next time they come to Japan, they're coming straight to the club because they know that there's a place that they can hang out and they're going to hear like good music. There's going to be cool people, if there's a good vibe and it's good energy. That's the main thing. So I feel like a lot of the celebrities that we've had, we've had a lot of people that come through because they're performing or we're hosting their after party. But like some of them will pull up, like Katy Perry, she just pulled up and like was with a crew and her man, and like they weren't performing, they just came through and danced and stood in the DJ booth and she was vibing out, and I was fanning out because I'm like, damn, this is Katy Perry. Like I love Katy Perry.
Did you play her records? Like did you, when she was in the booth? I'm saying when she was in the booth, did you like, you go, hell yeah, I'm gonna play Firework or whatever?
I was like, they're like, she's using the toilet real quick, she'll be right back. I was like, all right, cool. As soon as she got back, I was like, I'm gonna hit a couple of records. Then I was DJing with Who Kid that night. We had him as a celebrity, as a special guest. And he was like, yo, Katy Perry's here. He was so psyched. And he's been in those situations a million times. And he made it lit. Like he was like, got the crowd to like turn their camera lights on. I'm like, I'm looking at Katy Perry. She's super embarrassed, but he don't care. Like I'm like, yo, we're gonna just like show you love and just, celebrate you while you're here. And as long as they don't say it prior to that, like she would have walked in and been like, yo, like I just want to chill, like I'm not trying to like have my songs played, because that's happened too, where like artists come through, they're like, yo, don't play my songs, so just I'm gonna stay up in the upper section. Like she came right to the front of the stage and she was just right next to the DJ booth, so it's like
that's a cool experience. And it's something you can look back on too in life. What trends are you noticing right now in Japan that you think would make their way? You were talking about clothing and fashion for sure. Like the fashion scene out in Japan's always been a step ahead of everybody. Like they create these vibes and these styles, and the way that they wear stuff, and the way that they, the way that they just present themselves is different than I've ever seen. Like, I'm from New York, so I've seen it. A lot of people in New York have fashion style, but now when I see it here and then I see it translate back to America, like I see girls come out here and they're dressing like the Japanese girls. Like they go get the stockings, they get the skirts, they want to get their nails done like the Japanese girls do. And I feel like they influence a lot of culture, and I feel like definitely. Are you seeing movements that you think are going to be in Japan, or they're currently in Tokyo or whatever, that you think it's like, hey, you guys got to get on this? Specifically like besides the bell bottoms that we were talking about,
like those like baggy jeans. That's always been like, that's a thing, baggy jeans. All these like these boots with like these big ass, thick ass soles on them. Like they look like some crazy shit, like them like Rick Owens type vibe and like Playboy Cardi type vibe. Like that's been going on for a while. But I see like fashion definitely being a big thing coming out of Japan, and the music too. Don't sleep on the music. Like there's a lot of Japanese artists out here doing their thing, and it's not like they could they crossing over very easily to America, because that's probably gonna be very difficult. But the success that Yuki Chiba had, and also the record that Meg Thee Stallion using him on her record, that just makes people like, yo, let me check for these Japanese artists and see what they're doing. Honestly, they probably don't understand what they're saying, but there's a lot of reggaeton that people don't understand what they're saying either. So it's like the beat's good, and it's a kind of good vibe. People might listen to it.
Jerzy did you feel attacked on that one?
Yeah, I was just, how my feelings on that. And then we don't have that much time. I just want to make sure we hit everything here. If you got people that are going to Tokyo and are visiting for the first time, what's some stuff that they have to hit that you would recommend? And
I'll give you like a perfect example, like the Sinatra Tokyo tour. Yes. It's been like a joke, because the DJs would come out and we meet up and then take them around. Like I had a Spider with me one time, and he was like, yo, this is like Sinatra Tokyo's tours, and like it was like him and Marty Rock, one of them. But I was like, yeah, because it became a thing. Like if Five came through, like, yo, Five, let's go to Roppongi. We're gonna hit the sushi spot. Then we're gonna go to Shibuya, and we're gonna go to fucking Harajuku. We're gonna walk through Omotesando. I seen Deluxe was here around New Year. He was here for New Year's, and like we met up and we walked all around. So I would go say, if you just come to Japan for the first time, you want to come through. You start out in like Omotesando, right? That's a nice place to start. It's like cool, all the high-end stores. You got Harajuku's right there, so you're walking through like all these side streets and these like all this dope-ass shopping and stuff. And then you could walk through, go to Takashita, which is like where they have like crepes and all these like sugar like coated strawberries, and like there's a whole strip there, and there's t-shirt spots and there's all that where you could go visit you could go get pigs. There's pigs. You could go sit with a pig and like baby pigs and do that whole thing, and then you walk
Capybara Cafe.
Yeah, those
Owls,
cafes, like
raccoons, all kinds of shit.
All crazy cafes, and then you walk through, and then you go back towards to like Jingomai, which is like gonna take you back to Shibuya. Then you end up in Shibuya, and hopefully you get to Shibuya when like the sun's down, and that's where like the lights are, and it's like Times Square, and it got a vibe like that. You stop and you go get some ramen, you get some go to Henry's. Henry's is my smash burger spot. I go there, get a nice double, you know, some fries and Coke, and then just end up walking it off. Get your steps in, like that's a whole thing. So you could do all that, walk around Shibuya. Then you just get lost in the streets, literally, man. Like there's so many different things you find like every day that are like you didn't expect, you didn't see it last week. Like I was like, oh, I come down here all the time. How come I never noticed this spot? And then like, you know, now with TikTok and with Instagram, everything you look through, you start looking at one Tokyo thing, everything starts, you know, popping up on your algorithm of this restaurant, this place. People send me stuff all the time. They're like, yo, you go to this spot yet? I'm like, nah, I'm gonna add it to my list. I have like a list of like 100 places that I want to go on my Google Maps, you know? It's like so much, but it's definitely dope. So I would check that out. If you want to see some like temples in Tokyo, you go to like Asakusa and you can go check out the temple there. But that's in Tokyo. Like if you want to leave outside of Tokyo, then you go to like Kyoto, you go to Hakone. I just went to Hakone. Hakone is funny. You go there, it's like a hot springs, and it's in the mountains. So you go, but the only thing is, the biggest pause ever is that you go into like the hot spring, and it's girls go one way and the dudes go one way. So as soon as you get in this like sauna, this like locker room, everyone's butt naked, and you're like, I'm like looking,
Neil
I'm like
woke
by
up.
myself. I'm like by myself. Yo,
dangling from the ceiling.
I'm like by myself, and I'm like in there, and I'm like, damn, I gotta go in this hot springs, and like there's like 20 dudes butt naked, and like everyone's. I'm like, this is not for me. Like I'm from America, like we don't really do, but that's the culture. Like they're cool with it, you know. Like they just get naked, go in the hot springs, take a shower, go in the jacuzzi. I was like, I'll go later on in the evening. So like if they close at 12. I'll go at like 11, and then hopefully
you got to do a sneaky approach to the hot spring.
Yeah, hopefully there's not hopefully there's like not too many people in there. Like, so I went in there right last time. It's like this beautiful hotel, and it's got like this really nice outdoor hot spring, and it's like you see like the smoke coming up on there. It's like mad romantic and shit, and like there's a waterfall coming from the mountain, and I'm like by myself. I'm like, this is not romantic at all. Like, so I go in the water, I go into one side, and I'm just chilling there with like a towel over my head, and I'm like, I trapped by like 2 or 3 people came in, and I'm like, fuck, I can't even get out of here right now. So I had to like sweat in there for like 15-20 minutes dying. I'm like, yo, I want to get out of here. I'm like, yo, I want to get out of here. And I finally like waited for them to leave. I saw some like guy get up and like put this big bucket of water. I'm like, this is the biggest pause ever. I told Jim Jones the story. He's like, nah, man, I ain't going in that. I ain't going to that.
Well, if people are going to Tokyo, make sure you hit up Sinatra, because he's going to give you the
Sinatra Tokyo tours. You know, hit me up if you want to come through. I'll show you around.
Hell yeah, you gotta start charging for them shits, man.
Yeah. You know, the homies come through. It's all love. Like I get to hang out with all my friends in a different country, and that's the sickest thing in the world. You know, being able like to just, like I said, just vibe out, and we just walk around the streets and just fucking get lost and go eat and do just fun shit. Like that's the biggest blessing cool. of it all, you know.
I just want to, last question is, you got anything you want to promote? You know, shout out to anybody, parties, projects you got coming up?
We just, you know, it's One Oak right now. It's Friday, Saturday. You know, we're there during the week too, so pull up. But Friday, Saturday, you know what it is already. It's mayhem. It's mayhem. We got some dope things. I think we got Kalani coming through at the end of the month.
Oh wow!
You know, shout out to everybody who came through this year. Like, you know, it's been crazy already. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. Major League Baseball opening day. You know, I'm a Yankee fan, but I mess with the Dodgers right now because
go Cubs.
Homies with Mookie Betts. So, you know, I'm looking forward to him coming back out here and hanging out. And yeah, man, like just shout out to the club, shout out to everybody, shout out to Sal, you know, holding it down, making it pop. Like we got this shit going, and like we got some surprises coming up, some dope performances. Blessing, we had January was crazy, from Madonna to
Madonna too.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big.
Unfortunately, what happened to him was crazy, but you know, nonetheless, we had Jim, we had a bunch of people. Like it's dope, and like we just want to keep making that vibe and having people have a place to come chill when they come to Japan, and make them feel like they're in America and with the music, and you know, make them feel like what we're doing out here and on this side of the world is
dope.
That's all we can do.
Nice.
Well, thank you, DJ Sinatra, man.
Appreciate
thank you
guys,
so much
man.
for doing this and taking the time. I don't even know what it looks like. It's noon over there right now for you. I don't know
right
what time.
now it's what time is it? It's 7:35.
It's almost sushi time.
Well, yeah. That's the view.
Never
That's the view we're
forget.
seeing. Well, thank you for doing this for us. I just
Of
want.
course. Let me know, man. I'll come back anytime. Chop it up with you guys.
Fuck yeah, I love that. Big shout out to everyone that left us comments on Instagram, on X, and YouTube. Please leave your reviews. That really helps the show. Also, send your edits to earbuds@headlinermusicclub.com. We'll review those for the next month's episode. We do have a merch drop. It's gonna happen. We've been saying this for 6 months now, but
we're going back and forth, man. Yeah, the sample came back,
our last sample was a little.
We weren't too.
I don't know how to put that.
It.
A little Kanye. I don't know how to put that.
Wow.
I don't know. It was rough.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a really rough sample we got back. So yeah, we gotta fix that. Anyway, thank you to Scratchy, James, Good Chill. 5, you got a playlist you want to plug?
Yeah, it's DJ 5's weekly playlist on Headliner Music Club. Go peep it. I update it every week, if not every other week, but I try to update it every week. And then also check out Open House Radio on YouTube. It's our weekly, or whenever we can get a guest on YouTube. Our last episode had Diplo. He pulled up on Akira and Eric Hamilton set, so that was a fun episode. Yeah, and then,
awesome. And then we also have a playlist on Spotify too. So for all the songs that we went over in the episode, you can go listen to them on the Spotify playlist. Big shout out to Good Chill for doing that for us. All right, guys. I think that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next month.
Yes,
Oscar
sir.
Samadas.
What he said.
Yeah.